The understanding of the word, Malay, must be perfected. That the early nation detected by historians was a nation known by the names 1. Jawi, not Javanese. 2. Madayu, Mada, Medes, Madyan, Midian, Media. 3. Cambyses. 4. Scythia, Sakas, Cakya, Aryan race. 5. Manasa. 6. Mala, descendants of the nation or the tribe of Jakan, Iban, Kadazan, Melanau, Bajau. 7. Malay. 8. Mada. 9. Me-Layu. 10. Me-Layu, not Me-Layu. The variant name for the fourth derivative of the nation, Jawi, is a nation called Scythia. Sakas. Cakya. Saka. The Aryan race, the ancestors of the Nusantara nation, are called by the world as Scythians, Greece. Scythe. Scythes. Shaka, Saka, Sanskrit. Saka, Old Persian, Saka. New Persian, Pashto. Sake, Greek. Sasi, Latin. Sai, China. Ancient China. Iskazai. Askazai, Askaz, Assyria. Skolotoi Herodotus 4.6. Study on the word Me-Layu. The name Me-Layu, with the beginning of the word Mala, and suffix U. Fully read. Mala, U. There and only published since and starting from Kadachuan after being called Sriwijaya, which is the landmark on the Muaratakus site in Kodo Kampar 13 district, Riau province, Sumatra, Indonesia. In the pre-Sriwijaya era, the pre-Islamic leadership was led by the name Kandra Nago. There is a tribe apart from the main Soko from this. The son, Tumenging, had a daughter who was married to a clever named Perpatia, then had a daughter in the family system, matrilineal, named Malay, Muni, Jambik, and the youngest is named Pito, or Dui Pito. During the Adityawarman era, the post-colonial period of Chola was formed into tribalism. On the male side it was called Dachuik Pata. On the wife's side it was called Badi Kaniago, and her four younger sisters became the name of the tribe. 1. Malay becomes Me-Layu. 2. Muni becomes Munaliang. 3. Pito becomes Pitopang. 4. Jambik, fixed. The tribes above did not exist in the pre-Islamic era. The mention of Domo at that time was the name for the Aryans, Rezit Brahman. The designation, Patopang, is the supporters or Pertapa Domo. Piliang is what protects the Pilihan Hyang. The word Hyang is the mention of God before Islam. This does not mean Hindu-Buddhist, this Pilihan Hyang, which fortified Domo. While Me-Layu is the advisor, this designation existed after Islam in the 7th century AD. The pre-Islamic term, Malam, is an advisor. They are scattered in several areas called Para Malam. The pre-Islamic, Kadachuan, region is the Holy City, headed by Kandra Nago. The region is called Naghori. With the language, Nagari, the mother of the international language at that time, Sanskrit, with a center of poetry, Mong Takui. And the center of government on the hill, Katanka, in the area of its territory at a radius of 75 kilometers, which is now called Koto, using numbers, namely 13 Koto, Kampar, 5 Koto, Tapung 6 Koto, Subayang 12 Koto, Kapur 9, 6 Koto, Galugu 6 Koto, Rokan 4 Koto, Rajo 5 Silo, Andiko 44. In the 11th century there was a colonial attack. The rescued imperial family was divided into 14 groups and 12 groups rescued to 13 Koto Kampar. Other imperial families to the Gasab, to the 5 Koto and Tiras. Then in the 15th century AD became the Sultanate. This is when the word was published. Me-Layu, and formed tribes, among them the Bendang tribe. The Malay tribe is different from the term Suku. Me-Layu tribes that were formed in Kadachuan after converting to Islam by Adityawarman, which were the 4 tribes that were formed, and the last was the new Me-Layu. 4 main terms. 1. Domo. 2. Piliang, Piliang. 3. Patapang, Patapang. 4. Bodi, Body. 5. Malayu, Me-Layu. Malay tribe, or mention. Me-Layu existed during the Portuguese era, when the colonialists ganged up on Sultan Malaikasale in Johor to become the Kingdom of Malacca. After he converted to Islam, the previous Kadachuan family saved 3 waves or 3 times, namely 1. In the 7th century 40, this is what is called Me-Layu Tuo. 2. In the 15th century 11th century, this was what was called Me-Layu Tonga. 3. In the 16th century 39, this was what was called Me-Layu Mudo. Me-Layu. Ma-Layu. Not Me-Layu. The word, Ma-Layu to be changed, Me-Layu, in the 16th century 69th century by colonialists who do not understand our history, especially the beginning of the word me and ma, confusing this Me-Layu and Malayu word. The tribal formation was chaired by Datuk Patia, or Datuk Nan Sabatang, and Datuk Mengging, in Kodo Batu, Batu Batakam Pasumayam, Paryangan Flat Land Merapi Sumbar today. At the time when, Aditya Warman. After returning from the density in the Batakam rock, there was another density on the hill of Malam with Datu Gadong Chinchin, which was attended by 44 other Datu people. It was at this time that the chanting of Andiko 44, and the top leaders were called Niniak Dachuik Raho Dubalai. Afterwards they returned to each Nagari including 13 Koto, Rokan, Galugar, Tapung, Limo Koto, Talik, Pangkalan. The concept of Malay custom. The sons of Baraja Ka Datuk Royed to Pengulu, Pengulu went to Mufakat, Mufakat lived on truth, truth stands alone. The traditional concept of Minang, at some bar. When will the grandchildren go to Ninik Mamak, Bagadang Ka Pengulu, Pengulu Bagadang Ka Kabanaran attend his own sand. The concept of the custom, Andiko, in Katachuan 13 Kodo Kampar. Niniak Mamak Saadat, Sakulik, Sakane Sabatan, Malam Sakatib, Dubalang Sakudorig. Or in other terms, Talago Kabanaran has Niniak Dachuik Dubalai, Andiko Satalago, Pengulu Sa Andiko, Ninik Sa Pengulu, Mamak Sa Ninik Mamak, grandchildren grandson Wenwal Samamak. In determining the leadership, top of the Katachuan Adat, which is now called Andiko, is prioritized from the four main tribes. Example. If the Domo tribe cannot be present to fill the top leadership, then it is taken from the Malayu tribe. But, this Malay tribe must be from the absolute or basic Malay tribe, the parent cadet breed, not colonial-made Malay. The Ma-Wilt tribe is the descendant of the lineage of the mother, Si Ampu, in a cadre named Shenghyang Dui Pudi Tuo, dynasty from the lineage of Kandra Nago. In the pre-Islamic Katachuan government called Indra Dunia, was not a Malay person who belonged to the group. 1. Malayu Tuo. 2. Malayu Tonga. 3. Malayu Mudo. 4. Malayu Tolang. 4 Malayu above is a breed of Pamalayu in Java which was saved by Katachuan. One of the descendants of their successors became a group or sultanate kingdom called Raja Malaikasale, in Johor which is now called Malacca. Puchik Naghori Puchik Andiko, Puchik Nan Ampik is called Puchuk. Ampik Angles are the four main tribes that form the top of the country, this is called Niniak, or the Kadri leader. The four corners of Naghori, the four colors represent the four main tribes. 1. Domo. 2. Pilang Piliang. 3. Patapang Patapang. 4. Badi. Only then are there tribes. 5. Malayu is Malayu. At this time, the Domo tribe has only been detected, there are 3 of them that have just been written, which can only be found out. 1. Domo Gadong. 2. Domo Panjang. 3. Domo Kaniago. Malay, Malayu, not Me-Layu, became transformed into Malay, in the 16th to 69th century by colonialists. The origin of the name of the tribe, Patapang, in pre-Islamic times was Pa-Tapa or Pertapa. Got an additional suffix ang. To be Pa-Tapa ang. Patapang, which later was the word that was formed into the name of the Patapang tribe in the 7th century 40th century. Then in the 10th century 10 years in Indrapuro it is now called Minang in the tribal form, Pitapang. Then in the 13th century 36 after the Kola colonization. By Aditya Warman there was another tribal formation to return it to change its name to the Pitopang tribe. The main tribes are divided into 78 tribes and in each tribe there is the term, Sajo Ratu. That is, the husbands of tribal husbands or the elders of one person. In this traditional event it appears that, Sajo Ratu, sits in a group with the mothers. The period of expansion from the designation, Central Sumatra, with the colonization of the regions into 3 provinces in 1957-58. 1. Some bar call itself Minangkabau, centered on the stone cage or Batu Sangkar. 2. Jambi calling himself Malay. 3. Riau calling yourself Malay, the island area of Penyangat Island, mainland around Siak. 4. Malaysia, calling yourself Malay. Arya are the Cakya ancestors of the archipelago, written on the bas-relief of Wana Cakya Fala, now published named Borobudur. With the word Cakya text literacy. The Cakya nation, Sakya, Saka, Great Aryan, called Shaitya by European historians. The Cakya, or Kaun Saka already existed far earlier than 78 AD from the time of conquering king, Salivahana, of India. This number in 78 AD is misinterpreted to calculate the beginning of the Saka year on the inscription, until our history is lost before that year. Arya are the Cakya or Saka people of the archipelago. Not Iranian Arab or Indian. The Persians gave this name as Saka and the Greeks called it Skythai. The Chinese called them, at a later stage in history, referred to as Sai. There are 12 words, Svarga, in the bas-reliefs of Borobudur, not written words. Nirvana, or Jana. And the literacy of the word, heaven, or Surga, is the pronunciation that is familiar to the Indonesian archipelago, proves that the language and the teachings that underlie it are native to us, the Indonesian archipelago. Text literacy of the word, Svarga, or heaven, Surga, is not Arabic, Indian or Malay. Understanding the word, Malay, must be perfected. Whereas the word Saka or Soko is still perfectly recorded in the customary system in Kadachuan before and after being called Srivijaya, in the words of Soko, Pisoko, Limbago. By Santo Saba.